It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Line and the BACS are in trouble, and they go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last half, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
And welcome everybody to the Rolex Grand Prix at Daytona, race number 2 on the NOFSRL Body Armor Cup Series, season number 1. We are here at the high banks of Daytona here for one of the first times, I believe, ever the NOFSRL has hit the high banks of Daytona combined with the infield road course here in Cup Series cars. I am joined alongside Trey right here today for today's 14-lap race, and it is going to be interesting. You know, as we were talking about in qualifying yesterday, track position is king here. You need to make your moves early on the start and not get in a wreck doing it, because these starts can be a little crazy, and you need to gain as much points as you can. What are you looking for, you know, when these guys come rolling through the tri-oval and the green flag drops? What are you looking for when they head down into turn 1 through that first chicane and the S's?
I think we're definitely going to see a lot of drivers possibly overdrive the corner and drive into the grass, because we saw a little bit of that during qualifying, but that was only with the cars strung out. These are just going to be 32 cars going in that corner at once, so this first lap here at the Daytona Roval is definitely going to be wild. There are no cautions, so if you wreck, flip, or go into the catch fence or do something like that, there's no yellow, and you are pretty much SOL in that situation.
No, definitely, you want to make your moves there, you know, early, but you want to make it so that way you do stay there at the end. Brock Nelson won the Royal Purple pole yesterday after coming off of a weekend at New Smyrna where he didn't even make the show. Josh Williamson alongside him, full lineup will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Josh Williamson alongside him, second front row starting spot in a row here. Chase Buck, Igar Barreto also didn't make the field last week. Justin Zeidel and Nathan Faden didn't score points. Durrani, the runner-up from New Smyrna. Scott Upton, Brett Sierra, Patrick Smith, top 10 there. As the field rolls off here. Everybody looks like they should be good to go here. I don't see any stragglers. I don't see any slow cars. So again, 14 laps, high banks at Daytona, and then you start here. That'll be the long front straightaway, and then you're gonna make that sharp left-hand turn into the flat infield road course here. All right, let's see if this gets going here. All right, here we go. Pontiac pace car. He makes the hard left-hand turn down pit road. Here they come. Up through the front straightaway coming to the green flag here. It's Brock Nelson in the 22. Josh Williamson in the 25. Here we go. Get this ready to rumble here in Daytona. The green flag is out and we are racing here at Daytona. Oh, Chase Buck with a big... Oh, my goodness!
Oh, no, he turned him, no!
Brock Nelson off the bumper, a Chase Buck there at the start of the race. Barreto's around. It's absolute chaos all over the place. And Scott Upton's in the lead after starting outside of the top 5. But what on earth? See all sorts of chaos here in the middle of the pack. Chase Buck just sent the 22 of Brock Nelson around. I doubt he is going to be very happy about that. They all lost spots. Barreto lost spots, and coming through and all that, we got to go back up to the front at the front of the pack. It's Williams still in second, but Scott Upton's taking a big advantage out of that chaos up front. He's going to go side by side as they roll through the inner part of the bus stop here. Going to get right in behind Williamson, set it up for the exit corner to get back onto the straightaway and oval turn 1. Can't quite get there. Zeidel's up to 3rd. Durrani Sierra, who started in 10th, is already up to 5th. Blinding start by him. But it's Williamson. It's Upton out in front. Zeidel, Durrani Sierra, Davey Johnson, Dylan Wilson, Casey Clifton, Alphabet. My goodness, that was a absolutely chaotic start here at Daytona.
I think chaotic was the exact word for it. As they head into the bus stop, Williamson's gonna can drag the brake the longest. That's the correct terminology in Williamson. I did say that he was kicking himself for starting on the outside outside pole. But he's doing well so far. But we still have 13 laps to go. So
well,
it's a long race.
And in hindsight, after seeing how that start played out, it did not work out too bad for Josh Williamson to make it to start on P2, because Brock Nelson didn't even make it into turn number 1 off the front bumper at Chase Buck. But these top 3 right here, they are all bunched up. It's Williamson, it's Upton, it's Seidel in the 88. Upton with a huge slide. Seidel's going to take it. Seidel around the outside. The corner there, through the hairpin turn there, and give Seidel up to second. So what a start here. I've already shuffled around. Most of the top 10's already shuffled around the start here. Got to roll through the field here, see who else is, any other big notables. Got Thomas Lipscomb is up a few spots. Right now, Keegan Thompson sitting in the last points paying position. I don't know how long that's going to last, though. Rose under fire. Thomas Lipscomb just took them 3 wide through that that hairpin there. Oh, this is not going to be good. They're going to be 3 wide going back onto the oval.
Ooh, they're going to dive it back down to 2 wide right there. Smart decision by those guys, because if you go 3 wide into what is the tightest corner on the racetrack, that is definitely a recipe for a disaster. As they go back up through the gears, going back onto the oval portion of the track.
Definitely, they sorted that out there. Up front, it's still Williamson out of Seidel, out in front of Upton. Top 3 have broken away. They've got a couple car lengths. They've got about 5, 6, they got about 10 car lengths out to Sierra. These top 3 have separated themselves here. Take a look to the field. Alexander Rowe lost some time there coming through the bus stop. See, make sure no other, looks like Patrick Smith got into somebody, and we will be playing the replay of that initial start. If it hadn't already, it will be on the bottom left of the screen. But these two, what a disaster for Brock Nelson and Igar Barreto. Started 1st and 4th, and they are now sitting absolute shotgun on the field at 32nd and 31st, along with Chase Buck at 30th. You got one. There's gonna be some flared tempers after the race. Brock Nelson going for, starting on the pole, looking like he was gonna have a good shot to win this race today. In one corner, not even one full corner, already had that taken away. As Chase Buck just sent him around entering P1. Patrick Smith off.
Yeah, it's not the first time that Smith has overshot the exit of the first set of S's there, but and just it can just show you in this sport how quickly you can go from a hero to a 0 in roughly 0.2 of a second. You can't even snap your fingers in 0.2 of a second as a 77 goes wide. It's going to allow Ryan Durrani to possibly pull up, but he's not going to get there. And I expect Chase Buck to have a couple of Igor Barreto's crew guys come up to him after the race and give him the business. Unfortunately for Chase Buck, I don't know if he was trying to move him early. I mean, it's lap 1, turn 1. You can't be making moves like that, so I don't think it was intentional. But if it was, I can't really defend Chase Buck all that much. That was just a stupid move right there.
No, not a great move on Chase Buck's part there, but you'll learn. Ooh, Seidel, deep in on the braking. He's going to get all the way back up to the bumper of Williamson. Now this is going to be interesting here. How close is he? They come back off the bus stop. He's not there yet. He's probably going to need another lap or 2 to see if he can get right up there, because you want to be on the back bumper. You want to be practically glued up to them when you hit 3 and 4 on the oval, because that way then you get that big draft coming up the front stretch. But it's been a hectic first 3 laps here in the books. Josh Williamson leads. It's funny, too, that these two lead. These two, Seidel and Williamson, were looking like they were probably, along with Patrick Smith, going to put on a complete showstopper at New Smyrna before the caution came out for Christopher Alphaby, and unfortunately Patrick Smith got taken out. But now they're back up, just as they were last week at New Smyrna for most of the race. 1 and 2 for that first half there. Seidel, Williamson, definitely strong showings here in the early going. Oh, that is... Did Thomas Lipscomb flip?
Flip, yes. There's a lot of roof damage. I think he might have rear-ended someone. We'll have to take a look at that.
We will take a look at that replay to see what happened to Thomas Lipscomb. That is a huge crash he took there. Saw the roof caved in. I don't see anybody else who's got any major I mean, Patrick Smith, we
Patrick
knew
Smith
had
is
some
gonna come
damage,
down.
but Patrick Smith, I think, got that damage on the first turn scuffle. I don't see anybody else who's lagging behind. Thomas Lipscomb, a huge shot there. Polestar Motorsports, what a disaster to start for this weekend here at Daytona. Angel Oliveira on Brandon Nelson, heading it down the back straightaway. I don't see any other cars with major damage. A little bit odd there. Back up front, and it's Williamson, and Brett Sears closing in on Scott Upton. You see that 77 Cottonelle Toyota for Smith Motorsports. An okay weekend at New Smyrna. It was kind of quiet. I don't remember exactly if he did score points. We'll have to check the standings. We'll give you some standings updates too, but see up front here. You got Upton on Zidell. Williamson's got a bit of a gap here. See Williamson spacing it out. But you got to be careful here because this track can come back to bite you in a heartbeat. And you can slide. It doesn't take much here, especially down in this first section of the bus stop or in the chicane here. See Upton sliding around. As we say that, Upton sliding around. Sierra's going to go to the outside. He's going to make the pass.
Gonna have the run on the outside, and like you said, this is definitely a give and take racetrack. And corner exit is both corner entrance and exit as we see Sierra passing Upton, going through that chute right there as they head into one of the many hairpins. But like you said, corner exit and corner entrance are definitely going to be the factors, and you don't normally hear that when you're at the Daytona National Speedway, where you're just mashing the gas pedal to the floorboard half the time. But it's just definitely going to be very interesting. We saw coming out of the inner loop, the past lap, that Zidell didn't really get a good corner exit, and that's how Williamson was able to get his gap. But Zidell, he is slowly closing back in. Let's see if he is going to brake late again and possibly try and make a pass on this 25.
Now, Zidell has definitely been pulling some Daniel Ricciardo moves heading into this bus stop. He gets way deep on the braking. Williamson does not quite get as deep in there, but Williamson gets to drive a lot better off than Zidell does, and that allows him to gain that extra advantage, especially in this part of the corner and this part of the track through 3 and 4 and down the front stretch, because that's where a lot of good passing opportunities can happen. But we've clicked off 5 full laps when we get to the line. It's Josh Williamson, it's Zidell, it's Brett Sierra, and my apologies, I had to check the standings. Brett Sierra didn't even make the field last weekend at New Smyrna. Ooh, Scott Upton with a big run. Brett Sierra didn't even make New Smyrna the field at New Smyrna for the Minute Maid 300, so getting anything in the top 5 would be huge for him. Slide there, him and Upton having a nice battle. Upton's going to take back that 3rd spot, but Brett Sierra, he's not giving it up just easy. He's going to get back down to the inside. They're side by side. Who's going to get that heading down the short chute?
I think Upton is possibly going to have the advantage of him, and he's going to run the 77 off the racetrack. And the more these guys battle side by side, that's going to allow Williamson and Zidell to pull away a little bit more as Sierra falls back into 4th position. Meanwhile, pretty saucy battle heating up for 5th as we see the 38, the 55, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the 97 right there, battling for the 5th position. As Durrani's going to have it as they head back onto the oval portion of the racetrack.
Durrani, he's under duress from Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson didn't have a great weekend down at New Smyrna. Won a duel, but was quiet in the main event. Now he wants that top 5 spot, showing a lot of speed from Mitsubishi so far this race, or Dracoan Racing especially. They've got the lead. Now Davey Johnson in P5th. Scott Upton and Brett Sierra, they are just trading. This is a heck of a battle to watch between these two. They are just trading the spot around for that lead time and time here, but they're going to be under fire from Davey Johnson. Back up front, it's still Williamson and Zidell separated. I'd give that just about a second, maybe a little less than that. You've got Upton, you've got Sierra and Johnson. Ooh, we're going to watch this here. Johnson's all over the back bumper of Sierra. Is he going to get the pass? Looks high, can't get there. Is he going to look low?
This is going to be interesting heading into this hard braking zone as 55. Alright, it's a good thing that he did not hit the back bumper of that 77, because Sierra definitely would have spun around just like we saw on lap 1. And speaking of the beginning, Sierra had a huge moment right there.
Oh, but Davey Johnson did as well. He got sideways. And they're going to be side by side headed into the first hairpin. Ryan Durrani's just sitting there. He's got to be loving this, just picking his moment when to make that move. Settle back in for now. Sierra still holds that spot, and it's Johnson, Durrani, Dylan Wilson, Casey Clifton, both the American Motorsports cars right there. Christopher Alphaby and Keegan Thompson having a nice quiet run in top 10. Colton Yo didn't make the field last week at New Smyrna. Not having a bad run, just not getting any points, so it's not really a good result for him. Christian Russell, Alexander Rowe, Thomas Troxel also didn't make the field at New Smyrna. Again, not a bad run, but just no points to show for it, so it doesn't make it a good one. Dale Lightning, same situation for him. Dustin Davis, quiet race so far. Angel Overa, last week's winner, not really having a great showing here today. Faden, glad to see him okay after that huge shot he took last week. You got Nelson, Equan Haslam, Zachary Fitzwater, Monaco, Patrick Smith, Arthur Xavier, Kelly Rhodes, Robbie Noonan, Chase Buck, Igar Barreto, Brock Nelson, Usman Hamid. Terrible, terrible day for Ralphin Motorsports. And Bronson Minnick, I don't know if he spun around, but he's gotten separated from the field. And let's see here. So, back up front. And we continue to monitor this battle for the lead. They're close. No cigar for Zidell, though. He's just not quite there yet.
Cross flags this time by Zidell. He still has 20. He's still within striking range of the 25. But the way these guys are staying single file, other than Brett Serra and Scott Upton with their many battles, that's beginning to heat up. As Upton will lose a lot of momentum. He's already lost the third position to the 77. It looks like that Davey Johnson is going to try and work the outside over the 07. But the more these guys battle, the more it's going to allow the 25 and the 88 to pull away. So I think realistically, as we're halfway through this race, even though we are halfway, we still only have 7 laps to go. I think realistically, it's going to come down to Williamson and Zidell as the 07 wheel hops it just a little bit and allows the 55 to gain some, but then lose some on corner exit.
Yeah, 07 and the 77. Upton and Sierra, they are having a spirited battle in these two Toyotas. You got Davey Johnson just keeping his nose in the fight in 5th. Durrani, Wilson, Casey Clifton, and then Keegan Thompson's gotten by Christopher Alphaby up to 9th. Good run for him. Alphaby in 10th. Colton Yo just trying to keep his marks in there. Wants to grab some points for the Holden boys and his team, Trans-Tasman Racing, as they didn't even make the field. Only team to completely miss the field last week at New Smyrna. You got Keegan Thompson sitting there chilling in that 69 machine. Casey Clifton and Durrani, both of the American Motorsports entries. Not a bad day for them. Not quite what they've wanted, especially given the speed they've shown so far this year. But a double points day, you can't go wrong with that. See Dylan Wilson, though. He's sizing up for a pass. He's got all over the back of Davey Johnson. He'll look high. Ooh, is he going to get that?
Oh, nearly got... He nearly got arrow loose right there. He did get arrow loose right there and nearly hit the wall. As we see the American Motorsports cars go in double file as we head through the first set of S's. Winding turn. Is anyone going to make a mistake? Whoa, the 97 and Durrani, they fishtail it off the corner. That's going to allow the 34 to scoot by his teammate and possibly the 97.
And on top of that, Keegan Thompson slowly moving up through the field. He's starting to putting those tires to use. We're getting a few spots out of this as some of these guys are starting to slip up in front of him. Davey Johnson clips the grass. That was a huge moment in the tri-oval, though, for Dylan Wilson. You'll see the replay on the bottom left of your screen. Just went to make the pass on the high side of Davey Johnson, and he completely got arrow loose there. What a monster save for him. See Keegan Thompson. Let's see if he sizes up another pass. He's going to get under Durrani. I think he's going to get it. He's going to clear him, I think, before. He's already got him. Now, haven't even hit the oval, barely hit the oval, and he's already got him. So Keegan Thompson's slowly moving through the field here. Casey Clifton's up there. See Davey Johnson. These two, though. This, Zidell and Williamson, as we check in on them, they've had a nice, they're not really keeping their distance there, but these two have been the ones to watch for all race. They have swapped 3rd and 4th around, and 5th too for that matter. They have swapped these 3rd positions around several times. It's been an absolute spirited battle between these two Toyotas today.
Exactly as it has. As we go back to the lead, Williamson continues to lead heavily over that 88, and And like I said, as the laps continue to wind down, we're going to have 5 to go this time by. I think realistically it's going to come down to between Williamson and Zidell, with Williamson having the upper hand with factoring in just how hard it is to pass here. But you do mention we are going to have a little bit of a carnage cam at the end of this race since there are no cautions. So we're going to show you this chaotic start to that race, what happened to Thomas Lipscomb, and a couple other different incidents if they happen as Keegan Thompson gets out of the groove and Durrani wants that position back. He made a little contact with that 69.
Oh, behind him though, that is for points. Colton Yo is trying to get Trans-Tasman Racing on the board for 2020 here. He's around Alpha B, so give Colton Yo the 10th spot, which means he gets the last point so far. Should be, even if they could just come away with a point or two, that'd be a big day for Trans-Tasman Racing after the disappointment they suffered both last week and Igar Barreto getting turned their lap number 1. Alpha B sliding back. Not a good start to the year for Patrick Starr Racing. Fisher G's Motorsports, Rowe and Keegan Thompson having a quiet year. Ooh, Russell getting in there. Russell's trying to make big moves there. Running through the field here. A little bit of separation. Upton has lost a spot to Davey Johnson. Dracoan Racing having a monster day here, trying for a double podium. We check in on the leaders. They are still close. Zidell's using his best getting into bus stop, but coming out of bus stop, it's still Josh Williamson. He nails that power back down to the floor and gets out of that bus stop just a bit quicker than Zidell every time. And that's what's kept him out front. But this up here, oh, this is getting good up here. Upton wants that 4th spot back. Dylan Wilson, though, with the bump draft. Here they come up through 3 and 4. Dylan Wilson with a huge shove there.
And don't look now, here comes Casey Clifton. He's going to try and draft off of the 07. In the middle of these guys want to see what happens as we come into this heavy braking zone.
We're going to follow along here. Nothing there, but we've seen a lot of slides here through this right left S here. It's turns 2 and 3. Ooh, Upton with another slide. Upton, you got to wonder if the tires are coming off Upton's car here. He's just not. He's kind of lost a few spots here the last couple of laps, last couple of corners really. Keegan Thompson trying to get around him. Durrani is looking behind his Toyota partner and Thompson. Not bad. Durrani and a Pontiac. See Thompson there, he's trying to get around Scott Upton, and now Durrani wants another point back there. And Colton Yo trying to salvage as much points as he can for Trans-Tasman Racing. Scott Upton's got to be careful here. He slid back in a hurry, and it's not going to be too far. Colton Yo is only 2 cars behind him, and then Alpha B's right there. We're going to have to follow along this battle here for this last couple of points. They're putting on a scrap here for 10th, and it's, for the first time, I believe, in NOFSRL for these cars to... Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Zidell is there. He goes to the inside.
Ooh, he just didn't have the nose right there.
Can he get off of it, though? Can he get off the corner? Not quite.
Oh, but man, Williamson did not have good corner exit transitioning back to the oval portion of the track, and he paid dearly for it, but... once again, Justin Zidell just not good corner exit coming out of the inner loop, and that's going to play into Josh Williamson's favor. The Josh and Justin show at the front of the field.
No, the Josh and Justin show, just like it was last week for the first half of that new Smyrna race. Ooh, Zidell deep under the braking. It's quite impressive. Zidell's been able to bomb into that corner, but he is all over the back of Williamson. Williamson cannot slip up, or he is going to get pounced out. Oh my goodness!
Zidell! And that was a huge slide right there, doing some agricultural work, but he amazingly saves it. Another thing I do want to mention, it is pretty unlikely, but if these two guys get together and wreck, that's going to put Brett Sierra in the catbird seat right there.
And with that said, Brett Sierra, I think, is starting. I don't think he has enough time, but he's closed down that gap a little bit. But these two up front, another spirited battle going on here. Second week in a row these two have clashed already, forming that early season rivalry between them, establishing themselves as guys to beat. Sierra's shown strong here this week. Davey Johnson's shown strong today. Dylan Wilson, a nice run from him. Casey Clifton, Keegan Thompson shown through late, grinding some spots out. Scott Upton's looking like he's salvaging that. Colton Yo's moved up a spot, so give him an extra point there. Christopher Alphaby You got Christian Russell. And, oh, Durrani has slid out of the points. Must have had a bad, we'll have to take a look, see if we can find that. Durrani had a bad moment there, slid out of the points. And now he is sitting there in 12th position. Not a good run there, or 13th, my bad. Not a good run there, all of a sudden turning bad late for Durrani. I don't think he's going to have a shot at the points. I think Christian Russell's the last guy with a chance at the points here today, barring nobody wrecks in front of them. They're spacing out here at the end. Tires are wearing out. 2 laps to go for Josh Williamson. Put on a strong drive. Led a bunch of laps at New Smyrna. Didn't really get anything to show for it. You know, they definitely felt like as a team they had a faster car than the 7th place they got. But here they go through the S's and head into that first right-hand hairpin. Seidl's still lurking there, but I don't think Seidl can get there. Brett Sierra, he's got Davey Johnson. Jerkoen Racing is trying for a double podium here. They have had a strong showing today. Williamson leading every lap. Davey Johnson's clicked through the field. And Dylan Wilson in the Mopar, he's still there. Casey Clifton and Keegan Thompson still on his move up through the field late. We are going to follow this up front here, and we'll check in real quick actually while we're at it. The points battle. Christian Russell, Alexander Rose closed in a little bit. I don't think Alexander Rose is going to have time to get there. But Christian Russell, Christopher Alphaby, Christian Russell might still have a shot. We'll have to see. He's going to get in see if he can get back out of the road course. Just not quite enough there yet, but he's still got the long back straightaway to go before he sizes it up for the bus stop.
This, along with the battles for 1st and 3rd, are definitely going to be the hottest battles on the racetrack as we go back to the lead. Definitely going to, into this heavy braking zone interlude for the 2nd to final time. Williamson once again getting the jump off of Seidl. We know that he's proud to be supporting the Pizza Hut colors. We know that he is a Pizza Hut delivery driver employee, and nobody is going to outclass him. He's been in the class of the field just like no other pizza outpaces a Hut. I am not proud of myself for plugging in Pizza Hut there, but regardless, white flag in the air one more time around here at the Daytona.
1 lap to go. Let's see, 3.5 miles to go for Williamson. Seidl, though, he realizes this. He's all over the back. What a big dive into the braking zone. Hit that first right-hander. They got to slide through this S-curve. Seidl's off the course again.
That might have been the race right there.
Oh, Seidl's not done yet. Seidl's not quite done yet. Williamson's got to be careful. Seidl might have kicked that a little too wide there to close in on Williamson. I just don't think he's got enough left there. Seidl might have used up all his tires. Williamson just played it safe there for most of this race. Got a couple corners here to go before he hits. Got to make that long right-hand 90-degree turn, 180-degree turn there. Hits back down the short chute, head out back onto the oval. Make the tight left hand there, all the way down 65, 70 miles an hour. Hits back onto the oval. Gonna hit through the turns 1 and 2 on the oval course here. Seidl's just not quite close enough, but you got to give him credit. Even though this is a tough track to pass, he stuck in there for most of the race. He tried his darnest, could not get there though. Just kind of used up the tires. Probably a little too early there for him. Brett Sierra, Davey Johnson. Brett Sierra with a drive today up to 3rd place. Strong run for him. But here they come through turn 3 and 4. They battled it out in New Smyrna. They battled it out again today. And they kind of both felt that, they should have had more to show for New Smyrna. And they're going to get it, though. Seidl's going to come home 2nd, but out of NASCAR turn 4. First win of the season for Jerkoen Racing and Mitsubishi. Josh Williamson scores the victory in the Rolex Grand Prix of Daytona in dominating fashion. At the stripe, I think, Brett Sierra in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Alphaby holds on for points. Russell just did not have enough there at the end to get him. Rose going to take 12th. Angel Oliveira up to 13th. Durrani, Lightning has him. Dustin Davis, Fitzwater, Brandon Nelson out there, top 15. But what a race there. First time, I think, again, in NOFSRL history, we've seen these Cup cars on the road course, and it wasn't quite, I think, what we were expecting, but it did not I think I feel safe and say it didn't disappoint. This was definitely a strong, entertaining race here on the road course these guys put on today.
Indeed, it was. There was a bit of controversy in the beginning. We're gonna see some carnage that happened at the Daytona road course, but other than that, a lot of great dogfights up front. Not really much for the lead, but back in the middle of the pack, especially with the 07, the 55, and the 77, all battling for those positions. Definitely one of the most entertaining battles all day. But regardless of all that, number 25 for Draco Racing, Josh Williamson in the Pizza Hut Mitsubishi is your winner of the Grand Prix of Daytona, Rolex Grand Prix.
Josh Williamson, first win on the season here, and he's going to jump up. He might come out of this race. I don't remember exactly how it's going to fall. It's going to either be Dylan Wilson or Josh Williamson's going to be tied with Angel Oliveira for the points lead. And Dracoan Racing absolutely is going to have a strong chance to take over the Constructors title, or the team title here. But congrats to Josh Williamson. Now we are going to move on to, obviously, as we've said, we will give a more in-depth replay analysis here of some of the key moments that we missed, because this is not a caution race. We did not use cautions. So we're going to review a couple things here, and then we'll give you the points. So stick with us. We've got a couple replays coming up for you here. Alright, so we take a look here. First replay of the first incident in turn 1. It looked like Chase Buck originally made the bad move here. Watch Nathan Faden, though. He gets into the back bumper of Chase Buck, and then it is all on from there. It's interesting how, it looked it looked like on the initial start, you would have thought Chase Buck was the one who clipped into the 22 like that, but almost from that angle, it looked a little different. It looked like Faden, he got into the back of Buck, and that just chain reaction to field, and obviously we all know what happened to the 22 and the 51's day, but that was it's interesting what a replay cam will do to an angle of a wreck.
Yeah, and then we see this Oklahoma land rush. These guys are still fighting for positions, and unfortunately, Igor Barreto, he was just an unfortunate bystander. I'm really surprised because they were 4 wide going through the first chicane right there.
Unbelievable, they didn't wreck.
Hairpin turn, just amazing driving talent by these guys, and just running from the back bumper of Josh Williams. And compared to this, folks, watch as a 22 just goes sideways and collects a 51. And this was your body armor biggest winning move of the race, as Williamson would just retain the lead for the rest of the race, and then would end up going to victory lane. So, awesome camera angle by our folks here in the NOFSRL movie studios, and you see the front bumper of the 38 Pontiac, and Josh Williamson just an inch away. If that 22 bends a little bit earlier or a little bit later, that's game over, and Zidell runs away with this. But they played into the 25's favor, and he ends up in victory lane.
Tight racing here this weekend here at Daytona. A solid showing by all these guys here on the road course. Josh Williamson comes out of here the winner. Final thoughts on today's race?
Definitely a very interesting race as we see Zidell in this replay just getting to the back of the 25, but unfortunately could not get it done. But second place wow, that is an amazing shot right there. Zidell almost losing it. Gonna do some agricultural work right there.
Some slipping and sliding right there.
Yeah, you can see tire wear definitely helped in allowing Josh Williamson to win, as he saved his stuff as Zidell was trying to track him down. But just definitely a very fun race to watch. Battle for the lead was kind of scarce, but battles throughout the rest of the pack were definitely interesting. Especially that trifecta battle between the 07, the 55, and the 77. But regardless, Josh Williamson, he's ending up in victory lane. He gets a huge points day, and Dracoan Racing just gets a huge points day in general. Both their guys finish in the top 4. So just very great race for a lot of guys, but for some other guys that started up front, very sour race that turned from sweet to sour to just absolutely bitter in the span of one single corner.
No, it was a tale of the tape. Brock Nelson, Igor Barreto looking to recover back from a terrible New Smyrna race. Taken away in one corner, and Brett Sierra, man who took advantage of the points, Justin Zidell, Josh Williams. So comes out of here the winner. Probably is going to walk out of this race, which we'll see in the points here, playing the end clips of the tied with the points lead for Angel Oliveira. But that is all here from Daytona. We thank you for tuning in on behalf of, and we will see you, not going to see you too longer. We are going to see you tomorrow at, I believe, 5 p.m. for Daytona 500 pole qualifying presented by Walmart. And then Wednesday night, it is the Great American Race. Under the lights, 50 laps, the Daytona 500. First ever time in the NOFSRL. Daytona night, 500 at night, and on a Wednesday night. But that is all for us tonight. On behalf of Trey Wright, I am Matt Tuck. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Congrats to Josh Williamson, and hope you guys have a great rest of your night.